Hey there, guys. Alright, today we are back with some more overly sarcastic productions, and we are back with newest video, Fables and Folktales, Yuki-Onna. It's been a while since we've had a Fables and Folktales, I think. I can't remember the last one. And I believe this one is Japanese, based on just going off of the name Yuki. I know that to be a traditionally Japanese name. That's what I'm familiar with it as being. I don't know if any other languages use Yuki as a name, or even have the word Yuki in it. I don't know. I'm not a linguist. I'm not a philologist. I don't know words and stuff. I'm making this bit last way too long. Anyways, before we dive in, make sure you go and check out the links in the description box below. I would love it if you join the Discord and follow me over at Twitch. And please do go check out the gaming channel here on YouTube. Excuse me. Anyways, get the burps out of the way. Yuki-Onna, I have no clue what this is about, so let's just go ahead and dive straight in.
In my climatological neck of the woods, February is a cold, gray month of winter limping over the finish line.
Yeah, however, right now it actually isn't. As you can tell by what I am wearing. The last 2 days have been above 50 degrees. Right now, it says it is still below 40, but honestly, my room feels like it's 70 degrees. My room fucking traps in heat. Except for when it's freezing. When it's freezing, my room traps in the cold and doesn't get warm. I don't know how. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me. But that's how my room works. Traps in heat most of the time, except for when it's cold and I want it to be warm. When I want it to be warm, my room is fucking freezing. Yeah, anyways.
The beautiful snowstorms and cold blue cloud-brushed
Yeah, I see dirt.
skies and crystal clear ice formations are an ephemeral thing of the past, and thanks to the march of cars and time, the gunge has set in. February is left with dingy snowmelt, slush, and monotonously overcast skies. But perhaps it is because of this seasonal fatigue that February is also known as a month of romance. When the beauty of winter fades, we appreciate beauty in other ways, and when Valentine's Day rolls around, the deluge of glitter and hearts and pink drowns
Is this a surprise Valentine's Day themed episode?
out the last days of winter and makes us briefly forget the cold. But waiting outside the warmth of romance and broad conceptual togetherness is the cold that never really goes away. And today I've managed to find a story that covers both sides of the Valentine's season, the love.
Okay, so yeah, this is a Valentine's Day episode. Alright, then I am uploading this on Valentine's Day. I think.
And the winter. Today's festive folktale was translated from Japanese by Greek expat and prototypical weeb Lafcadio Hearn and compiled in his 1904 book Kwaidan, a collection of Japanese ghost stories published shortly before his death. Allegedly, this folktale was told to him by a farmer named Nishitamagori as a local bit of folklore, but obviously that is a little bit hard to confirm. Still, that's better than a lot of turn-of-the-century folklore citation, and structurally this one does have a lot in common with other folktales in the region. So, with the tentative certainty that it's probably about as legit a Japanese folktale as we can get, today let's tell a story of
Okay, but hold on. I feel like there's a way to easily fact check this. Do the Japanese people, like, in mass, agree that this is one of their folktales? Because, like, I feel like that would be an easy way to know. Right? Am I crazy?
of a snow maiden, the Yuki-Onna.
hearing?
Our story begins in the Musashi province, the area of modern-day Tokyo, where an old woodcutter and his young protege Minokichi are plying their trade in a wintry forest. But while they're out and about, a heavy
This isn't good. A blizzard will kill you and not even notice. Not even a little. Why did I make him British?
snowstorm blows in, and our intrepid heroes find themselves trapped on the wrong side
I'm not going to do a Japanese accent, though. That would not go well.
of the river, far away from town, with nothing but an empty ferryman's hut to shelter them for the night, without even a place to build a fire. They tuck up as best they can, and while the old woodcutter conks out almost immediately, Minokichi stays awake for long hours, listening to the howling winds of the storm. But despite the circumstances, he eventually manages to get to sleep, which is a mistake because he wakes up to the door standing wide open, snow blowing into the hut, and a woman dressed all in white standing over his mentor, breathing a stream of icy mist over him. Minokichi obviously finds this very distressing, and the nightmare only intensifies when he realizes he can't move, and all he can do is
Oh, sleep paralysis. I've woken up from a nightmare once, and then you wake up, but you can't fucking move. You're I don't know what the technical fucking sciencey terms are for it, but it's fucking terrifying. Especially like it's happened after, just waking up in the middle of the night, not having a nightmare. It's happened before. Now, this doesn't happen. I'm not saying this like it happens often. I'm just saying that it happened once. I don't know how many years ago, and I just fucking vividly remember it. But I remember waking up from a nightmare, and I'm just stuck, and I'm fucking terrified. I feel like my heartbeat is going like 2,000 miles an hour. It was, it was fucking. I hated it. It was the worst. It was a terrible feeling because you're like, can't move, I can't move, I can't move, but I'm fucking terrified.
Watch as the ethereal snow woman finishes her mysterious work and turns her attention to him.
If I ask her if she's single, she kill me faster or slower? Only one way to find out.
Even in this moment of absolute frozen terror, Minokichi can't help but notice how stone-cold gorgeous she is, and it seems the feeling is
This might surprise you, but I don't meet many cute guys in this line of work. Smash.
mutual, because she stops and whispers to him that she was planning on doing to him what she just did to his master, but on closer inspection she realized he's pretty, so she's decided to spare him. But she warns him that
But if you tell anyone I said you were too pretty to murder, I will know. Feel my bragging rights.
if he ever tells anyone about her or what just happened, she will hunt him down and kill him. With that, she walks out and vanishes.
Ah. A murder-obsessed, beautiful woman that threatens me. It's what I want.
She's into the storm. Minokichi, now magically unfrozen, unfortunately finds his mentor frozen dead, and when the ferryman arrives the next morning,
First dead mentor, huh? It never gets easier.
he finds Minokichi unconscious and ill next to the body of the old woodcutter. Minokichi gradually
You could try fishing. That nice Urashima boy met his wife fishing. I've definitely never met any girls woodcutting.
recovers from his mysterious ordeal, which he of course refuses to tell anyone any details about beyond the storm stranding them for the night. And eventually he recovers enough to go back to his job of woodcutting. And one day, while he's out on the road, he crosses paths with a
What a surprise to meet a fellow traveler. A lovely surprise.
young woman who introduces herself to him as Oyuki, which the story helpfully
Translator, Oyuki means snow, but that's totally fine and normal. You know what's fucking funny? I had a feeling, my guess was that Japan had a fable or a folktale or mythology surrounding perhaps a magical being with the name Yuki, because that does translate to snow. I have a story set within my fantasy world, and I used the name Yuki, and the character is a snow goddess. Call her the Lady of Winter. I gotta change it now. Now, of course, I take the Tolkien approach when it comes to my writing. I'm not I'm not versed enough in Asian languages to really feel confident in messing around with them, and kind of making my own, fake kind of pseudo Japanese language within my world. So what I do is I take like the Tolkien, a lot of the approach that a lot of fantasy authors do. Tolkien did this for Rohan, where he uses a real world equivalent, a language from our world that he feels is best representative to them, is the closest translation of their fantastical language to our world's history equivalent, right? So like that language, obviously, that this group of people, where this mythology I'm talking about comes from, they are their closest. They obviously do not speak Japanese, but their closest relation to our world, where say, you're translating the stories that I write into our languages or whatever, like the Tolkien approach. And so, right, the closest equivalent is Japanese for this group of people. And so, right, I used the name Yuki, because, right, symbolism, and for people that are aware of what of the language, that know the language, or just know what Yuki can translate to into English, that's a little nice, like, surprise there, a little bit of a, thingamabob for them to, you know, just understand, right? Uh, like they'll be like, oh, that's who that is, right? I feel like I explained that horribly. But, huh. I was always wondering, I'm sure there's probably more um mythology with the name Yuki. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, anyways.
Informs us is a very common name
Brain
and
fart.
not a red flag
Couldn't
at
think of
all.
words
She's
to
very
say.
sweet and very
You know, my mom thinks woodcutters don't meet cute girls. Wanna help me prove her wrong? Sounds fun.
polite and more than a little gorgeous, and after some lovely conversation, Minokichi invites her to his home, where her good manners immediately
I knew woodcutting was a winner. You'll never believe what happened to that Urashima boy. Mom.
endear her to Minokichi's mother and the town overall. Predictably enough, this meet-cute blossoms into a romance, and shortly thereafter, a wedding. Minokichi and Oyuki share a beautiful marriage, and eventually 10 kids, though some of the
Damn.
townsfolk note that Oyuki
I swear she's getting younger. Some people have all the luck.
certainly doesn't look like a woman who's had 10 kids, and is just as ethereally young and beautiful as she was the day she arrived. Which is probably fine. Just good genetics, I guess. Nothing to worry about. One late night, after the children have been put to bed, Minokichi sees Oyuki sewing by the light of a lamp, and is momentarily struck. In the pale, dim light, she bears a strange and uncanny resemblance to that half-forgotten stormy night so many years ago. He says as much, and
You just reminded me of the weirdest night of my life.
when she asks him what he means, he tells her about the
So, caveat that it was probably a dream, but a beautiful snow woman might have killed my boss and said I was cute.
dreamlike encounter he had with the deadly Yuki-Onna that killed his mentor, the only thing he's ever seen that matched the beauty of his wife, but in such a strange and unearthly way that he found it utterly terrifying. Now, we may recall
I could have sworn she said something else too.
that the Yuki-Onna told Minokichi that if he ever told anybody about that night, she would find and kill him. And because Minokichi seems to have forgotten that, Oyuki helpfully reminds
Uh-oh.
him of what she told him all those years ago.
No.
The wind kicks up, and Oyuki
No.
begins to dissolve into snow, telling Minokichi that if it weren't for their children sleeping in the other room, she'd be true to her word and kill him then and there. And if he ever fails to be a
Our kids still need a parent. Fail to be one and I will know.
good father to their children, she'll be back to finish the job. With one final death threat
Huh. She really did think I was cute. Why did she... Yuki!
to bookend their relationship the way it began, she turns into a wisp of snow and vanishes into the night. And that's where the story ends. A lot of fascinating layers to this one, considering how bite-sized it is. I think the moral of this story is that any relationship that starts with an NDA is doomed right from the jump.
Yeah.
You're digging for gold.
Read up on Hearn's early life if you want to be sad. No, I don't want to. His Wikipedia page has sections on abandonment and more abandonment. Oh, man. Okay, this was as usually the Japanese folktales I feel like aren't this depressing. The Japanese mythology, I feel like what I'm remembering, none of them were really that sad. This one was kind of sad because like they fell in love, and yeah, there was an NDA at the beginning, but like he still went so many years without fucking telling anyone, and then he told her because he was like, dude, because she was like, you strike me as so like godly beautiful right now that you remind me of this very traumatizing night in which a goddess fucking told me I was cute, but it was like totally a dream. Like, I don't know, I think maybe she was overreacting a bit here in this situation. Like, you had 10 kids with this man and you're just gonna dip like that? Also, what the fuck? 10 kids? You may be a magical thing, but still, that's a lot to go through. God. Well, they were definitely fucking a lot. They had a good sex life. But yeah, this was good. This was enjoyable. I really enjoy the Fables and Folktales. I pretty much enjoy all of Red's content. I don't think I've really come across one where I was like, on. So yeah. Got nothing to add here at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.